Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Back again with another game review, and this time yet another unique title on the Xbox Game Pass. I gotta say, as far as heavy-hitting AAA console exclusives, Xbox has yet to prove themselves, but they've created truly an incredible environment for indie games to thrive. I applaud this, and I'm curious to see how it will evolve over time. Today I want to talk about a very curious project called Immortality. This is the latest game from writer-director Sam Barlow, who seems to be on a bit of a roll in recent years. I initially heard about this guy back when he was the lead designer at Climax Studios, where he worked on those infamous post-Japanese Silent Hill games, namely Silent Hill Origins and Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Honestly, these games did not inspire confidence in the future of that franchise or for the future of that company. And as it happens, after these projects, he went on to become a director on that cursed Legacy of Kain franchise, which unfortunately, Legacy of Kain Dead Son never saw the light of day, pun intended. And for that matter, God knows when or if we'll ever get another Legacy of Kain game. It's a shame because I think it could potentially make an outstanding AAA narrative adventure. I mean, does anyone remember Soul Reaver 2? That game was fire. Anyway, perhaps this was a blessing in disguise because beyond that point, he went on to write and direct his very own FMV games. If you don't know what FMV means, it stands for full motion video. This is a rather niche subgenre in gaming that was initially popularized by Dragon's Lair way back in 1983.
You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard who has enchanted it with treacherous monsters and obstacles.
So yeah, a bit of a pioneer of its time. Sam Barlow's first author project was in 2015 with Her Story and was met with universal critical acclaim. His next project will be Telling Lies, which was met with equal critical praise. And as I understand it, this is also the first project to be published by Half Mermaid Games. I never got to play either of these two games, though I've heard about them at the time of their respective release, and I was curious. Though I can safely say that now I'm thoroughly intrigued to try out those games because Immortality completely surpassed my expectations. Immortality tells the story of Marissa Marcel, played by actress Manon Gage. She is a model turned actress, and we bear witness to her entire acting career from a behind-the-scenes point of view. It's a unique perspective into the world of Hollywood as we see rough cuts, retakes, and directorial remarks during rehearsal or official filming. Add on top of that the story of the films themselves, of which there are three. There's Ambrosia, filmed in 1968, there's Minsky, filmed in 1970, and finally Two of Everything, which is filmed in 1999. I won't go into specifics of the story of these films, as I find that the main attraction of playing Immortality is slowly discovering the narrative. However, all I'll say is that unfortunately for Marissa, none of these films saw the light of day. Finally, we were brought into the game with a single driving question. What happened to Marissa Marcel? She has gone missing and is the driving mystery pushing you forward in Immortality. Now, putting narrative aside for a moment, let's talk gameplay. It's very simple. Mostly you watch these FMV recordings and pick apart the narrative. You can pause, rewind, or fast forward. But the real kicker with Immortality is that at any moment you can pause the game and interact with any prop or character on screen. This will bring you to another random recording of any of the three films with that same prop or actor. It's an incredibly simple but profoundly unique feature that results in some truly fascinating transitions from scene to scene. And largely, that's the game's experience with Immortality. It is 100% directionless, absolutely nothing is explained to you. You're just thrown into this world with a few rough cuts at the start. It's all about your drive to dig through scattered bits of film and keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole of Immortality until you end up having quite a decent collection of film pieces. I think this lack of direction is likely one of the main causes why people don't push forward with this gaming experience. However, I feel this is instrumental in feeding into the detective mentality, which few games can achieve since everything has become such a handheld experience. I mean, there is no mystery if it's already 3/4 of the way solved for you. After a while, I found myself realizing that maybe these sets of props aren't just mundane objects, but are mise-en-scène elements that hold considerable weight in the overall narrative picture. And then seeing more and more behind-the-scenes content, and the narratives of the three films themselves, you begin to see many overlapping themes and the new narrative starts to unfold. It's an intriguing, experimental, and absolutely spellbinding experience. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. Now, all that being said, Immortality can be overwhelming. Psychologically, this game is definitely not for the faint of heart. As you will soon discover, Immortality shows a lot of misogyny in Hollywood.
Marvelous. Do you have a boyfriend, Miss Marcel?
I do not.
Oh, but you are very pretty.
This has to be one of the most scathing portrayals of Hollywood film industry in a long time. So many times I found myself thinking of the film Mulholland Drive. Ultimately, it is such a dark and deeply sexual experience that it may scare a lot of people away. There are a lot of scenes, especially in that 1968 film Ambrosia, that are damn near pornographic.
Action.
I expected you in my cell, my love.
I've not the heart for it.
I mean, if ever I wanted to demonetize myself on YouTube, all I had to do was just show uncensored footage of this game, and that's that. Beyond that, and believe me, that already on its own is a lot to take in, there are quite a lot of surprises to be found in Immortality. I'll absolutely not go into any detail, but suffice it to say that there's a deeper mystery hidden within the archived footage. Already we have a fascinating layer of clues across 3 films and many behind the scenes footage that paints a bigger picture. I already told you how fascinating that of an experience that was, but add yet another, this time elusive layer that cuts through all of that and throws it on its head. Truly, Immortality is without peer. Throughout the entire experience, I feel like Sam Barlow has been channeling the best elements of mystery from filmmaking masters such as David Lynch and Alfred Hitchcock. I mean, I can hardly think of higher praise for anyone to receive. Now, I did praise the directionless aspect of the game, but frankly, I do feel like it's a bit of a double-edged sword. By the end of the game, it crosses over into completely uncharted territory. I dare say you will finish the game by stumbling into it utterly by accident rather than a calculated result of connecting valuable information together. This does sour the experience quite a lot in my opinion. In many ways it reminds me of that final puzzle in PT, though I do feel that game executes that kind of idea much better. Finally, much of the power of Immortality comes from the virtuoso performances from the entire cast. Many of the actors have given the performance of a lifetime. Manon Gage in particular is phenomenal in each film as Marissa Marcel. She really is the beating heart of the entire production. I'm very curious to see what's next for her career, seeing as this was her breakthrough debut. I mean, wow, what a hell of a fucking debut. Also, I think it's worth highlighting the unique challenge of being an actor who's playing an actor that is acting. Yeah, that's a bit of a mouthful, but anyway, honestly, highest praise to the entire cast and to the writing team. And of course, the game has a wonderful soundtrack. There are just a few tracks in the game, and they do play in loop ad nauseum, though thankfully they never wore off their welcome and were effective nonetheless, even with its repetition. The music really did help drive my detective instincts forward and make me feel like I was on the track of uncovering a vital piece of the mystery. And then there's the incredibly sinister music of those secret moments I was talking about. Honestly, truly hair-raising stuff. What more can I say? I believe that this will likely be a hard no for many people. That is, if they've even heard about the game. If it's not the bare bones gameplay and the impenetrable nature of the mystery at hand, then it will be the disturbing themes and the excessive sexual content that will push people away. That being said, I think it's a fascinating and unique piece of interactive narrative. There's truly nothing like Immortality and easily one of the most potent gaming experiences I had all year long. I'd say this game ranges anywhere around a 9 out of 10. Honestly, I'm thoroughly surprised by this game. Sam Barlow has come a long way since his Silent Hill days. I'm definitely going to make some time to check out his past titles since he became a writer-director. If they're anywhere close to the level of quality I've experienced here in Immortality, I would consider it essential gaming food for thought. And that is all for today. I have a bunch of videos that I'm keen to work on, so keep your eyes peeled on any upcoming videos that I'm going to upload. If all goes well, I should be done recording, editing, and uploading this video by the time Scorm has released. Though I will say I'm somewhat worried by the review embargo that's lifted after the game's release. That's always a bit of a red flag. Though nonetheless, I'm still very much curious to try the game out, especially since it's on the Xbox Game Pass. And hopefully it won't be too much of a long experience. I don't think it will be because we got that coming out on Friday, and then next week we have A Plague Tale Requiem, and then later in the week, in that same week, we have Gotham Knights. Shit. Can I have Hermione's Time Turner? I mean, beyond that, I already have plenty of things going on in my life to keep me busy. Anyway, on that note, as always, wishing you lots of love and health in your life. Take care, and until next time.